Yeah, very well said, listener. And my old adage that martial arts is the teacher. I spent a lot of my youth and early 20s doing karate, right? And there's no contact in karate, at least in the style I did. But it made my kicks very accurate and very sharp. It made my accuracy pretty incredible. And then when I transitioned into kickboxing, I never looked back, right? Because I was desperate to get some real stuff in, like to bang it up, to fight the way you think is real, if you will. And it took me a long time to come back the other way, I'll fully admit. I mean, I was 52 years old before I walked into a gym and I realized, hey, these MMA guys and these Muay Thai guys, they spar light. That's how they spar. It's what they want. And I know a lot of gyms, including LD, just tolerated me. Now, I wasn't the worst offender. I remember Nick Pico would throw elbows. Like if he wasn't winning, he'd throw elbows at you, and there was no pads on your elbows. So I think that's a higher violation than what I did. But it is what it is, man. I mean, martial arts is the teacher, and I learned through time what worked and what doesn't work. I think a combination of both is what you need to do, and it's taken me a long time to even get to this point. I have a real problem with guys who never spar hard at all, and it's very confusing to me because I did that for so long. And the reality is, in the fight, the guy's going to hit you. You know what I mean? You're no longer sparring. It's real. And I think in MMA, and I'll say this: I have training partners, friends that develop stances and develop techniques that are based on sparring, right? Like, that's why I don't agree with light sparring all the time. So their stance and the way they move and everything else is based on, hey, I'm not really going to get hit, so I can do this. So they don't ever really learn what stance they can be in, when to switch it and things like that. I mean, basically in MMA, everything goes. But you can't hang out in places because if you hang out in certain stances, someone's going to take you down. Or if you hang out in certain stances, someone's going to kick you in the leg. If you hang out in certain stances, you're vulnerable to something, right? And the light sparring doesn't teach that. The light sparring allows them to hang out there and do what they want and look sexy, and it doesn't work, right? Like, so that's my biggest worry with that. I've seen guys lose fights like that. Then you want to say something, but young guys' egos, they're not gonna tolerate that. And I understand, because I remember my first kickboxing trainer was a total fraud. And I wouldn't listen to anything he said. But at the same time, what I understood was I wouldn't have listened to somebody who knew what they were saying at that time, because I thought I knew everything. That's one of the dangers of youth. But yeah, I think I've learned it now. A dual system is best, listener. You're on it. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light.